This is Friday Night Chats, a day late with Kevin.
And I'm Kelly, and this is your Saturday, August 21st edition
Yeah.
of Friday Night Chats, a day late just because,
Just
well,
because
just because.
we were, Thursday was a little hectic. We had just a lot of oddball things happening. And then Friday, honestly, I had a shit day at work, and you were just kind of,
You had a shit day.
yeah. Lately, work's been kind of tough. When school started all over the country, it hasn't started in Virginia yet, but all over the country, school has started, and people are either their kids are at home and doing virtual, or they're going on and on about how my kids need the internet and all this, and if there's any little bit of a problem, they're all crazy about it. And I get it, but at the same time, it's like yelling at me is just making my day shitty. So thanks for that.
I was sitting in here earlier, he was working, and I have a new craft project Kevin bought me from a company called Uniquilling, which is like a paper filament painting, kind of like quilling. So I was
Looks
trying
cool.
to figure it out, and I could hear this person just yelling at him through his headset, and I was like, where is that getting you? Like, you call this person to help you.
Yeah.
The last thing you should be doing is berating them and then not letting them get a word in edgewise, try to figure out what's going on. So yeah, I guess people's tempers are high.
Yeah. Well, the last couple of years, I think people have just been taking a beating on themselves.
I think people have lost the ability to
Chill out.
just not lose your shit over little things. It's pretty sad, actually. Speaking of school, so Virginia Beach goes back after Labor Day, but teachers all go back this week.
And it's weird this year too, because it's not usually it's the Tuesday after Labor Day.
The Tuesday after Labor Day is a Jewish holiday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why then we got the Wednesday, but the kids don't come back until Thursday.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
In my memory, it's never happened like that before.
I don't ever remember it happening. And I went to public school here. Even when I was a kid, I don't remember that ever happening. But, whatever. But we're coming back a lot earlier. Yeah. I feel like we have a lot of days ahead, which isn't a bad thing. It'll give us more time to get ready.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've got a lot of changes this year too. You got you have a second new principal. Yeah. You got a new assistant. You have a lot of new people on the grade level.
And I'm excited about the changes, and it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But going back into my room to drop some things off for the first time, and it's just like starting over every year. You feel like a first-year teacher at the beginning of every school year.
Mm-hmm.
How do I want to set my furniture up? Like, now is the time if I want to change this or that. And realizing that, you had it the way you had it before for a reason. So, yeah, the brain is going, and I'm not sleeping.
And I was less helpful because usually I have a frame of reference when I'm looking at a room, and like, we didn't do that because that didn't work for blah, blah, blah. But I haven't been in a room in over a year.
Yeah.
So you were saying, well, no, we did this.
We did this different last year. And he was like,
I had no
couldn't visualize
visual reference. So I was like, okay, because I got a crap imagination. Believe it or not, y'all folks think I'm creative, and I'm not even a little bit. I have a crap imagination, but
we'll get in there, and it'll get set up, and it'll be good. It's just, the brain starts working, and I didn't sleep very much last night at all because I was running through lists of things and what I wanted to say, and open house, and it's just busy. I should just be writing these things down at night to get them off my head. Excuse me, but I don't do that. So anyway, I have a massive headache today just because I didn't sleep very much last night. So, yeah. But it's all good.
It's all good.
Hopefully we can stay in school a whole year.
That would be great. At least you don't have the plastic shields all over the place.
Third year that we have been living with COVID.
Coming into
the third school year. Yeah. Crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, the Delta variant is taking its toll. We've talked about this before, more and more with young people. And I don't know, people just be careful. That's all I can say. do what you need to do to keep your kids safe,
Mm-hmm.
because it's difficult on them.
Yeah.
And so now, they're talking about a booster.
Yep.
And Dad actually saw his oncologist yesterday, and to do blood work, and they said, yeah, you can go ahead and get a booster whenever you want. So he went today and got a booster. So they wouldn't give Mom Moderna because that's what he had the first time.
Okay.
Which they're finding out that Moderna might be more effective against the Delta variant than Pfizer.
Okay.
So we're screwed on that. But by the time we get around to getting the booster, there'll be some new variant come along, and maybe Pfizer will be more effective against that variant.
Yeah.
Who knows? I did see a blurb, new variant detected in the US, and I was like, I don't even want to read it because it's going to be one right after the Epsilon or
Gamma. Yeah, I want the Gamma variant so I can Hulk out.
I'm holding out for the Gamma variant. So, we haven't had too much going on this week other than that. We were deciding what we were going to chat about. And then I found this website called The Week, and it has the top 10 things you need to know about what's going on today in the news. Mm-hmm. So we figured we would give that a try. No, let's see if we can make this work. All right. So 10 things you need to know today, August 21st, 2021. Number 1, Biden vows to get Americans in Afghanistan home.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing with me. I said for years that we need to get out of Afghanistan. We need to do a better job of it. It could have been handled way better. Like, one of the things I found out this week, one of the things they could have did was just waited. Apparently in Afghanistan, because the weather is so crappy there in the winter, that they actually stopped fighting throughout the fall and winter because it's just too cold and too rugged there. So if they simply waited, they could have gotten the people out and then gotten the troops out. But no, they just left billions of dollars of equipment and vehicles, including drones, billion-dollar drones.
Well, were they leaving them for the Afghan forces?
I don't think so.
To be able to defend themselves?
If they did, then they screwed up because the Afghan forces just said, no, we give up. And they walked out and left the stuff there. So either way, I mean, do we not have self-destruct stuff? And I can get it not in a truck or a Humvee or whatever, but a drone, a billion-dollar drone doesn't have a self-destruct mechanism?
Was the intention, though, that it would be used by the Afghanis?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about it. All I know is what I see on the news. And the video footage of those people trying to get out of there is horrible.
Yeah, the people falling off planes.
And, yeah, I mean, literally grabbing hold of like cargo planes and
hauled over razor wire. Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's easy to sit back and say, "Oh, it should have been done this way or that way."
I guess.
I don't. Why not just get all your civilian people out quietly?
Yeah.
And then once that's done and everybody who wants to leave is not there any longer, then you withdraw your troops in the middle of the night.
Yep.
On an unannounced day. And you're always going to have the people of Afghanistan who don't want to be there.
Right.
Like, I feel for the women, because when the Taliban come back into power, it's going to be terrible for them. And we should be allowing them
100%. They should
passage
get
out of there if we
refugee
can get them out.
Status. Yeah.
But it just, it's ugly.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's just ugly.
All right, number 2.
Number 2, FDA reportedly set to grant Pfizer vaccine full approval next week.
There we go.
What I'm hoping is that some people who might have been waiting to get the vaccine until it was officially approved by the FDA, which I can understand, might go ahead and get it.
Yeah.
That would help everybody.
Yeah.
And
there are people that they would at least verbalize, I'm not taking anything that's not FDA approved.
Right. And I mean,
so
yeah, I can get, people, your average person doesn't understand how all that stuff works, how like vaccine manufacturing works and vaccine research and the FDA approval process and all of that. I mean, the average person doesn't know that. So when you're faced with something like this and suddenly a vaccine comes in less than a year, I can understand why people might be a little hesitant to take that.
Yeah.
But enough people now have taken the vaccine, I would hope, that's proven that the vaccine works. I mean, we won't know long-term effects anyway, no matter what.
No.
I mean, there's no way we would ever have gotten that anyway. So,
yeah.
But that's good. Let's hope that they can get Moderna soon after that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're still working on other vaccines
for Johnson & Johnson and the other big
let's
companies.
get as many
Merck's.
different types of vaccines out there as we can. Let's just vaccine up. Speaking of vaccine, it's coming into flu season too.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll have
So
to get
it's
that.
time for the flu vaccine again. And
well,
then I saw a commercial today about the shingles vaccine, and I'm like, well, I'm over 50. Should I be getting the shingles vaccine?
From personal experience, I can tell you, shingles is horrible. It is no fun at all. It's painful. It's it's just bad. It's a bad day, a bad week, and
some people deal with it way longer than that.
Yeah.
All right, FDA, let's get on the ball. Get that done. All right, number 3, Hurricane Grace makes landfall in Mexico on the eastern coast of Mexico early Saturday. Category 3 storm. I have not heard anything about this. I know there were a couple of hurricanes, one's heading to the northeast. Like they're looking at getting a hurricane. They haven't had a hurricane make landfall
probably
in 30 years. Yeah. So Sandy's been way earlier than 30 years, but something I saw today said some New England state was like bracing for hurricane. It's crazy. It's a crazy.
Everything's crazy.
Like we're stuck in the twilight zone here. Let's see. Flash floods, mudslides. I hope they're doing good. I haven't seen anything about this on the news.
The Northeast. Oh, here we go. Towards the bottom there. The northeastern United States is also bracing for Tropical Storm Henry. Heads this way. The gale is expected to strengthen before making landfall either in New York, Long Island, or southern New England.
Well, we got to check in with our Long Island peeps.
Yeah.
Is it Henry or Henri?
Henri. So
let's
just call it Hank. Just call it Hank.
Hopefully it's not destructive. Let's just go with.
Well, the buildings up there are designed for that type of.
The what?
The buildings up that way
in New England.
Yeah.
For hurricanes.
They're designed for heavy winds. And I would imagine maybe not like Cat 5s or anything, but they're designed to withstand heavy winds, particularly the taller buildings.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think the flooding and all of that,
flooding's always going to be a pain in the ass wherever you're at. There's just not much.
I just hope it's not that serious.
I hope so. I hope not too.
It's not serious. Okay, number 4. Taliban co-founder arrives in Kabul for government talks.
It'd be a shame if something happened.
Let's see. They're going to establish a new government. That's good.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be awesome for women that have been educated for the last 20 years and not going to have that opportunity any longer.
I'm reading here. They say it's going to be different than the last time. Okay. Kind of have trouble believing anything the Taliban says, to be quite honest with you. They're not very
they're
trustworthy group. I'm
sure it'll be great.
Funny how they put out the news that he's arriving in Kabul. Isn't that weird? Like, when you think he wouldn't want people to know where he was at?
Yeah. Well, he knows he's easily replaced, so that's the way those things are designed. So that All
right, number 5. Resistance fighters claim to have forced Taliban out of 3 districts.
Well, that's good. I'm hoping that at least with some of the stuff that got left behind, that there's some citizens there that say, you know what, we don't want these guys here, and we're going to shoot them in the face when they come into town. And they shoot them in the face when they come into town. Good for you guys. We should be helping those people out. You're willing to shoot Taliban in the face so that they don't take over your town?
What do you think we've been doing there the last 20 years?
I don't know.
Trying to help those people out.
Well, the military folded.
This says it's civilian and former Afghan service members.
Well, that's good. They can form a resistance and keep those guys out. More power to them.
I don't see it
Create your
happening.
own little country there.
I really feel like the Taliban is just way more ready to be savage than anybody who would want to go
Well,
against them.
there is probably that.
Well, they put the Afghan national flag was raised over government buildings. All right,
Good for
get
them.
on with your bad self. Keep doing it.
We need to be helping those guys out. That's for sure.
We've been there for 20 years helping those guys out.
That's true.
And then when we left,
do want us out anyway. But
I mean, 20 years is a long time to train an army.
Yeah.
They folded right away.
They did fold right away.
So, I mean, I don't know what else you can do.
Yeah.
Other than stay over there permanently, and we shouldn't be doing that.
Nope. Shouldn't be doing that anywhere. All
right. Number 6, California judge rules gig worker measure unconstitutional. I have no idea what this is about.
So what they're talking about gig work is like if you're an Uber driver, and basically what they're trying to do is get Uber either to pay up. They're trying to make them treat them as full-blown employees instead of like gig work.
Independent contractors.
They're independent contractors. And it's basically because most local governments have long-term relationships with cab and bus, basically the controlled transportation. So here comes Lyft and Uber offering up a alternative that's way better than the prior
it's called
things.
Competition.
It's not called competition. That's why they're trying to kill it, though. That's why the government's trying to kill it.
Aren't there enough people in those areas who need rides that everybody could be? I mean, are they putting the taxi cab industry out of business?
Well, Uber and Lyft were, because they were offering a better service at a cheaper price.
Well, then the taxi cab people need to lower their prices, but they can't because
they're all regulated.
Mm-hmm. No.
So they need to deregulate taxi cabs. Really, is what they need to do. You got to
you have to make sure that people driving there are safe for having people in their car. Like, you can't just say
they do that with driver's license.
I know.
You can't be driving anywhere without.
You can get a driver's license and be a mass serial killer.
Yeah.
There's no box for that on your driver's license application.
There's no box for that in the taxi cab thing.
I'm sure that part of it is background checks, and you have to be like.
When I tried to do Uber, they did a quick background check. Uber did.
Yes.
I'm sure Lyft does too.
But I'm talking about the taxi cab companies.
I imagine they're doing some sort of background check.
So don't you think, though, that's a necessary step?
I really don't. First of all, there's tons of people that have no criminal record that are either just mean as all hell and have one bad day away from turning into the Joker.
Like that. What was that movie with
Falling Down?
Falling Down,
yeah.
Like that guy?
Yeah. I mean, really. I mean, background checks are only going to tell you if that person ever got caught. That's it.
At least you're weeding them out.
Yeah. Well.
Do you think teachers need to have background checks?
I guess maybe, but again, why would anyone want to do? Well, I guess there's pedophiles out there, but there's people that go through all those background checks that are pedophiles. There's.
I know, but oh my gosh, Kevin.
The background checks are really just. I think it's more to make people feel better. But honestly, they're just there to make you feel better.
This is what I deal with, people. This is what I deal with all the time.
I'm sorry, but it's true. Background checks are all about making you feel better. They don't necessarily mean that's a deadlock to that person is not going to do something stupid.
Okay, if I have a child that I'm putting in the care of another human being for a great portion of their day, I would like to know that person has been background checked.
I'm with
to
you.
Make sure that they don't have ill intention. Now, I'm not saying that a person couldn't have a background check and be completely clean and then become something horrible. That could happen.
Yeah.
But I would like to stop the horrible people at the door at least, because at least you're getting them out of the way.
And that's legitimate. That is legitimate.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right, that's all I ever want. Is you to tell me that my argument is legitimate.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying that the background check is not the cure-all, though, because
it's not the cure-all, but it might save somebody.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, you don't make me feel good about getting in a taxi cab. Number 7, Supreme Court temporarily halts Trump border policy reinstatement. Didn't know anything about this. I stopped watching the news to be honest with you. So
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that they were reinstating any Trump policy. I thought pretty much Biden was like
I mean,
anything Trump did is evil and bad.
It has to be.
But I imagine they also realized that they're catching a lot of hell for the border crossings during the
so there's
pandemic.
A federal judge, and Trump did appoint a lot of federal judges.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a federal judge wrote an order that would have forced the government to reinstate a Trump administration policy, forcing migrants seeking asylum in the U.S. to remain in Mexico during processing. The Supreme Court put a temporary stay on that order until they look more closely into it.
Yeah. So let's flood them back into the U.S. detention centers, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there are really only two choices.
Yeah.
They either stay in Mexico or they come in here.
And then they release them into the interior during a pandemic.
It is interesting that the Supreme Court is not backing that, though. They're like, hold on. We need to look into this a little more.
Yeah. Well, and people
Which is
always
what you want your Supreme Court to be.
Yeah. They want to be neutral as possible.
So
and I think that's fine. That traditionally the Supreme Court doesn't always, like people say, well, it's all Republican or these were all Republican judges that got appointed.
I don't think it's Republican. I think it's conservative.
Well, even still, they still don't always slam stuff down.
They hopefully are not biased against law.
They look at the text of the Constitution and go with that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of restrictions to the government in the Constitution that unfortunately have not been abided by. But that's my opinion. They'll never make me a judge.
No. Mm-hmm. Biden nominates veteran diplomat as Beijing ambassador.
Okay. Nicholas Burns to serve as U.S. ambassador to China. Okay. Well.
All right. Good. I guess. I mean, he was on NATO. He was part of NATO for a while.
Yeah.
And then he was the ambassador to Greece for a while. He's not considered a China policy specialist, but if he's confirmed by the Senate
for George Bush,
he'll head to Beijing at a crucial time.
So he's basically a lifelong government guy.
Yeah, who doesn't know much about China.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's there to know?
Well, he's going to learn when he gets there.
Yeah, he'll figure it out as it goes along.
This next story I found pretty interesting. University of Virginia disenrolls 238 students for failing to comply with vaccine mandate.
So the mandate thing is still, I think, at least questionable because up until they still haven't technically FDA approved any of it.
Yes, but the University of Virginia is a state school.
Yeah.
It's not a private school.
So
I don't think. I think it's a state.
They probably get some state money.
I'm sure they do.
They
are the University of Virginia. So,
yeah.
And it says it's really only 49 students because the rest of them never enrolled in classes anyway. So that's unusual.
Yeah.
So almost 200 kids that were enrolled never signed up for classes for the fall.
So what is that
decided
about?
Not to go back.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Maybe they decided not to go back because they don't want to get the vaccine. They had a choice: come back and be vaccinated, or don't come back.
Well, you also have to figure that these are kids in their late teens, early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the survival rate for late teens, early 20s is
it doesn't matter.
Phenomenal.
No, those are the ones that are spreading COVID like crazy right now.
They're spreading COVID, but they're not.
Most of them are spreading it to people who are getting hospitalized, Kevin.
Right, but again, the same. You have to think about, okay, why are people not getting the vaccination? And it's not just because of the political stuff. If you're a young person and you don't interact with a whole lot of old or compromised people, you might not get the vaccine until it gets FDA approved or whatever else, or for whatever reason. Because if you do get it, the likelihood of you being hospitalized or dying from it is very, very low.
Now, for you.
Right. I get that. But I'm saying is if you don't hang around with, and your other thought would be. But
my point is, you might not hang around with older people, but maybe the people you hang around with older people.
Right.
Or the people they hang around with older people. That's how it spreads.
Right. But then you're thinking, okay, then the thought would be if the older people that are compromised they get their vaccine because they should get their vaccine because they should. Older people, if you're compromised or anyway, the older you are, the more reason you have to get the vaccine. But if you're 20 some odd years old, you're already thinking you're invulnerable.
And
now I would advise any 20-year-old, go ahead and get the vaccine because it's just good policy. But
I'm not
I get
going to like make a statement that I think, people have to do what they're going to do.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that this particular variant now that's taking over is affecting more younger people than older people.
Right.
Because the younger people never got vaccinated in the first place.
Yeah.
So now it's coming back 1,000 times stronger than it was before. And these kids are not armed against it.
Yeah.
And they're partying, no doubt, in large groups and all other kinds of stuff. There's a responsibility. But I guess if the school you are choosing to go to puts that as a mandate and you don't want to do it, you don't return. Which is what it seems like.
The 49
a small number. No, 49 went back anyway, even though they weren't vaccinated.
Oh.
And they're the ones that have been disenrolled. So, I don't know. I think University of Virginia is free to make that rule. You don't have to go to the University of Virginia.
That's true.
You can do it online. There you go. All right, last story. Mike Richards steps down as Jeopardy host shortly after hiring because of some bonehead comments he made a decade ago on a podcast.
And this is where cancel culture gets to be a real problem. But I watched the Jeopardy after Alex passed, and a lot of the guest hosts. Some of them were really good. I thought he was pretty good. Some of them were not very good. I was actually kind of disappointed with LeVar Burton. I keep telling you this, but I thought he would be fantastic, and he really wasn't. He was just, no, he just wasn't good at all. But I did like Mayim Bialik, and she's going to be doing hosting duties for like the nighttime shows, and there was a
holiday weekends or primetime deals,
whatever. But
I wasn't a big fan of her.
Yeah, I thought she was all right.
I'm honestly not a big fan of her in general.
Yeah.
She annoys me for some reason. It might be that commercial where it goes, I'm an actress, but I'm also a neuroscientist. Good for you. That might be it for me. But
yeah.
I mean, he made some boneheaded comments, no doubt. He said one-piece bathing suits make women look frumpy and overweight.
Yeah.
But do I think you should lose your job over that kind of statement?
For something you said 10 years later? No.
Now, I get that they might not want to be bringing any kind of negative shine to Jeopardy in memory of Alex Trebek. Like, they're trying to keep it squeaky clean. And it says that he stepped down as host, but he was producer of that show before. Yeah. So I wonder if he's still involved in the show. It just doesn't say that.
Let's see.
It says he's no longer their permanent host.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know. He said it would be too much of a distraction for the fans and not the right move for the show. So, I know. Good luck finding somebody who's never made a bonehead statement. That's what I'd like to say.
Well, the whole cancel culture.
You have to get a 5-year-old hosting Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And they make a lot of bonehead statements.
Yeah. I don't know. It just,
I mean, if you're going to dig back through here we are, we're putting these things out here. 10 years from now, one of us might get turned down for a job because of some statement we've made.
That's true. They can look at me and say, well, you said something about people maybe not being forced to be vaxxed. Well, you're fired.
I just don't think that's I personally don't think that's legitimate.
Yeah.
But, people who
he
have
didn't actually hurt anybody, so
it'd be different. It's not, well, I mean, there was some kind of harassment charge against him.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that was all about. It didn't go into any details, which I'm sure it shouldn't if it's,
Yeah.
We don't need to know all of that. But
if you're, with Jeopardy and you're replacing Alex Trebek, who was like a squeaky clean reputation, which, I love Alex Trebek. Sometimes he was hilarious.
What
Sometimes
if they found some podcast Alex Trebek did 30 years ago where he made a bonehead statement?
There were times when he was a straight asshole to the contestants.
Oh, I know. But
my favorite was this. He's talking to this one girl, and she's talking about how she hangs out with her friends or whatever, and they do LARPing where they dress up and do the whole, whatever they're into for medieval times or superheroes or whatever. And So he just looks at her and goes, "Losers," and then goes on to the next person. I was like, "You're an asshole." Alex Trebek is an asshole.
That was pretty good. Yeah, is that any worse than saying women look overweight in one-piece bathing suit? Oh,
well, when you're Alex Trebek, you can get away with some shit.
Comes from a different time.
Comes from a different time. And he's Canadian, so.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so our second segment tonight is just going to be some trivia questions that we're going to see how much he knows and how much I don't know, because this is how this is going to work out.
Come on.
I'm not much of a trivia person.
Yeah.
You hold things in your long-term memory, and I don't. I have very good short-term memory.
I am a bastion of knowledge for useless trivia. So any type of useless trivia.
Useless trivia doesn't stick with me. Also, when I meet a new person, their name doesn't stick with me.
Yeah.
Longer than the length of the conversation. But I can remember somebody's phone number or the PIN number to Kevin's credit card.
Yeah. After
seeing it only one time.
You even know how old I am off the top of your head. I got to sit there and struggle with it. I don't know any of it.
Oh my God. All right. Anyway, we'll be back with trivia in just a second.
And we're back with trivia.
I would say the name of the game we're pulling the trivia cards from, but YouTube's been weird.
Yeah.
When someone asks you a question and you're like thinking of the answer and it's like right on the tip of your tongue, and then they tell you and you say, "Oh, I should have known that."
That's a hint, is what the name of the game is.
All right. So are you ready?
Yep. You want to go first or want me to go first?
Well, I tell you what, you go first, because I don't have very much faith in myself.
Okay. The legendary escape artist Houdini's real name was Eric Weiss, but he became famous using what other first name?
Harry.
There you go.
All right. 1 out of 5 for me.
There you go.
I have 1 point. Bing, bing. Kel, 1.
Boom.
Kev, nothing yet. This is instantly become a competition.
All right.
Here's your first question. How many weeks is a normal full-term pregnancy?
Jesus Christ. I bitch about this when people talk about, well, how many weeks pregnant are you? And they don't throw out a number. I don't know. How many months? And that's it. And then when they come out, right, the kid's out, and they say, well, how old's the kid? Well, the kid's X many weeks. No, screw you. He's less than 1 year old.
Oh, my God.
Whatever. No, don't go this weeks thing. 36. I don't know.
Oh, you're so close.
38.
40.
Oh, God damn it. I don't know. So that pisses me off. I don't need to know that.
This is not going out.
Every man watching this podcast is saying the same damn thing that I am.
If they have kids, they know.
They don't know. Brian Logan watches this. Brian Logan's say, I don't know how long pregnancy
I bet you
lasts.
anything Brian Logan knew the answer to that. All right, next question.
All right.
Don't be salty.
All right. What was the name of the group that included Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr.?
Oh my gosh, hold on. The Rat Pack.
There you go.
Boom.
The Rat Pack. Also included shit. That's good. I'm gonna scream it later. Liza Minnelli and Joey Bishop. So
I just got to do just an image of you in the middle of the night. Liza Minnelli. All right. What does the letter B stand for in the word scuba?
Breathing.
Yes.
Self-contained breathing apparatus.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Right. All right, Kevin, you're gonna overcome me at the end of this. I don't know why I'm getting excited.
Well, this one's stupid easy. Who was America's...
Wait, stop. You just made that statement. If I don't get this answer right, and then I'm really gonna feel like a bonehead.
Who was America's second president?
Oh my God, John Adams. Okay. But that was tricky, though. I mean, I could have very well not have known that. It's tricky. All right, you ready?
If you get a chance, if you got HBO, go watch the John Adams miniseries. It is fantastic. So, if you haven't watched it,
is that Paul Giamatti?
Giamatti.
Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti.
Look like that dog we saw on TikTok yesterday. Okay. What body part does Luke Skywalker lose in
Hand.
his fight with Darth Vader?
It's a hand.
Yes. Yes.
George Lucas has this weird obsession with people losing hands. Why? I don't know. But they actually did that in Marvel too, where a lot of them, they don't necessarily lose their hands, but they have stuff go on with their hands. It's kind of crazy. It's a throwback to
right hand or left hand?
Off the top of my head, left hand.
Oh, it was his right hand.
Oh, well, it's still a hand.
Man, I should have made the bet. In my head, I was like, I should bet him all or nothing on that, but he'll know the answer. All right, next.
Oh.
There's only 4 questions on here.
Yeah. Whose life is the film Walk the Line about?
Johnny Cash.
There you
go. Oh, wait a second. I'm 4 out of 4.
Yeah. And because of the stupid pregnancy thing, you didn't screw it out of a...
What temperature is the same in both Fahrenheit and Celsius scales?
Fuck, 0?
No, -40.
What?
-40? I did not know that.
Oh my God.
-40 degrees. You want to pick another card, see if you can catch up?
Yeah, let's do another card. All right. Definitely comment if you knew that bullshit. Because that's what that is. That is total bullshit.
Score, right. By the way. Kelly 4, Kevin 2.
Yeah.
This is a rarity. And I'm giving him a chance.
Ooh, this one's where I'm going to make my comeback. Who is the Soviet Union's final president?
The Soviet Union's final president? Mm-hmm. Gorbachev?
Yeah.
Did I know?
Yeah.
You didn't think I would know that?
I actually would have thought it was Yeltsin, but no, it was Gorbachev. Yeltsin was prime minister. So that's yeah.
I'm feeling good about myself because I've gotten 5 questions in a row.
Yeah.
All right. What is the name of the blood vessels that carry blood to the heart?
Fred? I don't know.
Kevin. What are these called?
Oh, veins?
Veins, yes.
I thought it was like
Fred.
the actual like platelets or what do they call it? Platelets or plasma or whatever the hell they made of blood. I don't know. White blood cells versus red blood cells. I didn't know whether you're talking about the actual mechanism to get the blood from here. Okay, that's veins.
Yes, you're right.
All right,
next.
Thank God. How many bones are in the human body?
126.
It says 206.
Ah, I was wrong. I should have known that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought it was 104, but I would have been wrong too. But
what was 126? What was I thinking? I wonder. Mm-hmm. I didn't even have a 6. 206 was the right answer?
206 was the right answer.
Oh, I was only off by 60, right?
Maybe, because I know there's a lot of bones in your hands.
Yeah, your hands have a lot of bones. Okay, ready?
Yep.
How many letters are in the Latin or Roman alphabet?
Well, there's the I and then X and then U.
Those are numerals.
Oh.
In the alphabet.
Oh.
Not Roman numerals.
Okay.
How many letters are in the Latin or Roman alphabet?
26?
Yes, 26. There's the I.
I was thinking Roman numerals. I got thinking about Roman numerals, and there's like the I, and then there's the X, and there's U, and
a V.
Is there a V?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit.
V is 5.
V is 5. Yeah.
X is 10. I is 1. But those are numerals.
Yeah.
I don't know what the U is. There's a C. I don't think there's a U.
No, that's bullshit anyway. They should speak American.
Okay, anyway. 5-4.
Yeah.
You're catching up.
What is the process used by plants to convert energy from sunlight and store it in chemical bonds?
Photosynthesis?
Yes.
Bing, 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 bing. I will tell you that the last 2 questions I had to give you an assist.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. In the famous equation E = mc squared formulated by Albert Einstein, what does the E stand for?
Energy.
Yes. Good job, babe. All right. Hit me with that last question.
What sport is depicted in the logo of the fashion brand Ralph Lauren?
Polo.
Son of a bitch. Yep. I wouldn't have got that. I would have been like tennis.
Really? Polo by Ralph Lauren?
I don't.
Okay.
I wear this. This is what I wear.
What does RPG refer to in computer games?
Oh, real. Oh God. Oh my God. I should know this. I really should know this. Real presence. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Role-playing game.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, I clearly beat Kevin's ass in
Jesus
trivia.
Christ.
This is gonna last me for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah. But I got bullshit questions.
7 to 5.
No man knows that how many weeks pregnancy lasts. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna ask Dad.
Yeah.
Dad's gonna know.
All right. Well, we'll ask.
I'll update y'all. And if you have a husband or a boyfriend and he's had kids or been around, he knows that you count by the weeks until you get to 40. Normally, it's 40 weeks.
Yeah, well, it's still no one really knows that.
Okay, our TikTok video of the week today. So yesterday I was just kind of scrolling through the For You page and I came across this video. And I swear it's one of the funniest animal videos I've seen. And so I went to I swiped and I went to look at all the guys' other videos and I literally stayed in TikTok land for a couple of hours just laughing at this dude's videos. Like every single one of them was hilarious. So we're just going to show you the first one, the one that got me on the track. And of course had to start following this guy because he's awesome.
All right.
Really funny. I wish I could be that funny.
Yeah.
I'm not that funny. All right. So you enjoyed this video. It's a long one. I think it's a 3-minute TikTok.
It's a 3-minute TikTok. Yeah.
But it's really worth it.
It's worth it. Wait till the end.
It's worth it. You'll love it. And we will see you hopefully next Friday. I go back to work Thursday. So we'll see what Friday feels like.
Yeah. Well, because we usually record on Thursday, we'll talk about your first day.
Could do that.
Yeah. And yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
So you saying if I get on this, it'll hold me up in the water? Hell no, I don't trust. You know what? I'm going to give it a try, man. Let me back on. Let me see. That don't seem safe right there. That don't seem safe. Let me see. You know what? So I see the water right here, man, but you holding it up. How do I know this going to stay on top of the water when I get on it, man? Does it have a weight limit capacity or something? Because I don't see no instructions on this, man. I'm really kind of afraid of this right now. I'm supposed to trust you, but, man, I don't trust you right now, man. You know what? Hell no, man. No, the more I think about it, man, I don't think I want to get on this. The last people that got on something that was supposed to float, they ended up somewhere they didn't want to be, man, at the time, so I'm, you know what, man? I'm thinking of hell no, man. You know what? Hell no, man. I ain't getting on this, man. Now, you got to find something else, man. That ain't safe. That ain't safe, man. All right, man, I'm going to try it again. You trying to get me on this water for some reason, so bring the thing over here, man. Let me see, okay. And, man, give me a second. I'm just trying to see if it'll hold me, man. You know what? Hell no, man. I still don't trust this thing, man. I'm telling you, man. You know what? Hey, let me see it float. Man, that's crazy how they do. Man, what kind of science is that, man? I can't believe I float like. Okay, bring it back over here. All right, here we go. Let me get on. See, I do this. Because I'm trying to see if it'll hold me up. So let me see. All right, here we go.
Come on. Come on.
Man, give me a second, man. You rushing me, man. I said, give me a second, man. This is hard for me right now. You know what, man? Hell no. All right, just give me a second, man. I'm looking to see how deep this water is, man, okay? All right, give me a second. I got to hype myself up, okay? Be brave like an eagle. Be brave like, man, this water deep as hell, but I'm gonna be brave like an eagle, okay? Foot on, check my weight one time, good. Check my weight again, okay, good. I'm finna get on, man. I got, hell no, man, I ain't getting on this thing, man. It look like the Pacific Ocean out here, man. How much your water bill, man? I bet your water bill high. You know what? Brave like an eagle. Brave like an eagle. Here I go, man. 1 foot on. Check my weight. Good. I'm getting on, man. I'm on it. I'm on it. What your fingers doing? Your fingers making me nervous, man. You know what, man? Hell no. Hell no, man. I'm getting off this thing, man. Your fingers tapping, making me nervous. All this water out here looking like the Pacific. You won't tell me what your water bill is, man. I don't trust it, man. I don't trust it.